Well, we always like to have our local mayors in for a little monthly update. We had them in last week. We did not have Hamilton Mayor Andrea Horwath in, so she joins us on the couch this morning. Good to see you.
Good to see you
How
too.
How you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks.
Wonderful. Okay, well, you were around last week because about Hamilton City Council voting to declare 3 states of emergency when it comes to homelessness, mental health, and opioid addiction.
Yeah.
And this was like a unanimous thing in City Council where you don't see that very much.
Yep.
You guys all agreeing on something. Why is this so important to make it a state of emergency?
It's really ringing the alarm bells to notify the other orders of government that we can't go it alone if we're going to actually try to bring some relief and try to solve this crisis or this trifecta of crises, right? And I have to congratulate and thank Councillor Clark because he was passionate about this for a number of weeks. He's been talking about it, and the council. We've all identified that the crisis has gotten worse. All of these crises have gotten worse since COVID, and we need the help of the other governments. We're doing everything we can. We just passed a budget that increased the amount of housing dollars that we invest in our community by 30%, up to over $70 million. But we can't do that always. I mean, we can't keep increasing and increasing because the property tax base can't foot that amount of investment. So we need more mental health supports from the provincial government. We need more opioid and addiction treatment options, so people have a chance to get out of that state when they're addicted to opioids and other drugs. It's a really difficult place, and we can't do it alone. We can't go it alone. And other cities are facing the same thing.
But you've been at the provincial level too. What does state of emergency mean when it comes to the provincial level? Well,
the state of emergency, there is an official kind of definition of state of emergency. It's got more to do with an immediate crisis, like tornadoes or flooding or those kinds of things. What we're doing here is not under that particular auspice. What we're saying is we have to sound the alarm bells. We know that the region of Niagara, for example, has declared a state of emergency as well. We know that the Ontario Big City Mayors, which is a group of mayors of bigger cities, put together a huge piece of work, a paper with a whole bunch of recommendations for the provincial government. The provincial government put a little bit of money for homelessness in the last budget, but it doesn't even scratch the surface. To their credit, the Minister of Health did sit down with the Ontario Big City Mayors and talk about the things that need to happen. We need more mental health funding. We need more funding for the opioid crisis. We need more social housing and supportive housing to help people stay housed. It's quite significant.
Let's go into housing because the mixed income redevelopment for Jamesville, and I know that the issues with CN because they're looking into, they're kind of stalling the project because they have issues with it. Where are we at with Jamesville?
Well, I mean, what CN has been indicating is that they require certain distances because of sound challenges, right? So they don't want to have housing close to their operations because they'll get sound complaints, noising the shunting yards, all noise from the shunting yards and all of those things. But there's a lot of housing already around that area. And so they're basically saying this is a flag for us. It's frustrating for the community, for sure. That was affordable housing, let's face it. That was a lot of affordable housing for families. Right now, we're turning away in any given month 80 families from the shelter system because there's no shelter. So all of this is frustrating. The neighborhood is frustrated. Ultimately, I've met with CN. I've said to them, you need to do the right thing here. You need to be a good corporate citizen and a good, corporate member of our community and recognize that we need to solve this problem. So I'm hopeful that that we're going to get through this. They seem to understand our frustration, and hopefully we don't have to go to a full-blown hearing.
LRT. How often do you get asked about LRT?
I get asked about LRT often.
Where are we?
Well, we're moving forward. The good news is we're going to be opening up, or Metrolinx is going to be opening up an office this summer downtown, I think at the Canada, if I'm not mistaken. We have some of our budget, this past budget, all paid for by Metrolinx, by the way, by the project funding. So some of the underground work that needs to be done, there's going to have to be pipes moved and things like that. There's going to have to be pipes expanded in other places underground to divert some of the things that are going to happen underneath the LRT. That work is in the budget and it's happening this summer. And we expect actual shovels in the ground for the project
2024? 2024?
We hope 2024.
Okay, gotta go. But have you taken an e-scooter yet?
I have not.
Okay.
I don't know that I will.
Come on, me and you, let's go. Annette, you want to come? Where's? Oh, Annette's not here. Brian, let's go. We got the e-scooters in Hamilton, so let's go for an e-scooter. Great seeing you.
You too,
good.
thanks.
More Morning Live coming up after this.